What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I got some new news concerning Alexander Povetkin. Povetkin, it's redemption time. He is called out the winner of Derek Chisora and Dillian Whyte. I'm for this fight simply because, a lot of people discredit Povetkin because of his drug use, like they did Ortiz, and things like that. Now it's Willie Monroe. And, a lot of people have been popped with, PEDs. But guess what? Taking PEDs don't mean it makes you a cheater, sure. But it doesn't automatically make you the winner of a fight. Okay. So a lot of times, they get this stigma of, oh man, you're a cheater, and I get it, because there's a lot of people that's doing that shit and they shouldn't. However, Povetkin is back on the scene. He had a good performance against Anthony Joshua. Sure, he was knocked out, but I think he exposed Joshua in some instances, by being the smaller fighter. A guy that was smaller can get up under the guard and rip uppercuts to, into the between the guards like he did. Bloody Anthony Joshua's nose, buckle Anthony Joshua, even though he said, no, I wasn't buckled, man. He was buckled. You know what I mean? He was stunned by the quickness and speed of that guy. So someone like either Derek Chisora or Dillian Whyte would have problems with him, and it would be a slugfest, especially an Olympian like Povetkin that does have experience. His only two losses is about one of the best two heavyweights around these days. One was Vladimir Klitschko. The second was Anthony Joshua. And if Joshua decides to fight in New York, if he decides to fight there, it's going to be one of them situations where, in order for Dillian Whyte, if he wins, to stay relevant, he's going to need to fight someone. And better yet, to fight someone like Povetkin, because they both got beat by Anthony Joshua, which is, a good fight, and it shows Povetkin's worth. What is Povetkin beats Dillian Whyte? Okay, that offsets a lot of chain of events. It might be one of those situations where Deontay Wilder, since he was going to fight Povetkin at one point, he might have to revisit Povetkin if he's able to climb the rankings, because if he beats Dillian Whyte and upsets him, so to say, let's say at the O2 Arena, and Povetkin upsets Dillian Whyte, now that would change a whole big difference. Then let's say Deontay Wilder, beats Fury. And a lot of things, these are a lot of ifs, but I'm just bringing things into perspective. Well, he would be lined up to fight either Dominic Breazeale, okay, because he has some type of weird hold on the mandatory for the WBC, but of course Dillian Whyte is the WBC silver, so he's a second mandatory. And if that fight happens, that's a smart move by Povetkin, because Povetkin, they want to say he's 39 or whatever. So is Luis Ortiz. You know what I mean? So if people criticize Povetkin, sure, you have to criticize Ortiz in the same method. And then no one wants to fight Ortiz, and that's a fact. No one wants to get in there. People run their mouth, but people don't want to get in there and fight them. I would love to see Povetkin and Luis Ortiz, so to speak of it. But, since he's calling out Dillian Whyte, or the winner of the Dillian Whyte Chisora 2 fight, I think that would be a good fight to make, because Dillian Whyte is improving himself. He's won ever since, he only has one loss. Okay, Dillian Whyte does. But Povetkin, he does have two losses by some of the best, and all these guys were champions. Okay, so, and he showed his pedigree in there with Anthony Joshua. I think Anthony Joshua got to him before he could implement his game plan. That's what I think. And he didn't have just enough power. He's not, he's a good power puncher, but he doesn't, I think his graphs are higher on skill and speed, and precision versus power. Okay. But he did buckle Anthony Joshua, and it just credit Anthony Joshua that he could take those type of punches, but I would like to see what Dillian Whyte does in there with him, because what he's going to do. He's going to come right at him, but he's been working in his training regimen. He's been doing different things in the gym, as I've learned. So let's see what he does with Derek Chisora. And then we can see where that ends. I don't know if Dillian Whyte would be interested, but he said he'll fight anybody. So why not Povetkin? They've both been beaten by the same guy, rather. And Povetkin's still trying to stay relevant. So why not? You know, that would be a great opportunity for Povetkin, and I would like to see that fight. And I second that notion. You guys, of course, tell me what you think about um, Alexander Povetkin taking on Dillian, the body snatcher Whyte. Of course, you guys, please subscribe. Tell me what you think, and you guys been counterpunched. Peace.